In this chapter, Zarathustra meets an old man. Rather than speak who is this old man, how did he meet this old man, where did he find an old man, or what is exactly the role of the old man in his life or in Zarathustra's life, but he just meets an old man. Now, the old man, of course, is an academic because he's the old wise man that speaks to his students, and the chapter is called On the Chairs of Virtue. Basically, the man is sitting on a chair and blah blah blah. The man represents the idea of what is a good sleep. How can a man sleep in a well-mannered, calm sleep? Exactly what does it mean to be a sleepless and a good sleep man? And exactly how does it work and what do you need to do on a day-to-day basis in order to have a good sleep? Basically a no suffering life and a peaceful life. That's how you get that good sleep. Kind of like in the middle between a camel and a lion. Sleeping is no mean art. You need to stay awake all day to do it. You must overcome yourself 10 times a day. That causes a fine weariness and is opium to the soul. Basically, thou shalt in its purest form do whatever the dragon says. Having all the virtues, that's the way to good sleep. Don't try to fuck your neighbor's wife because it says in the Bible that you cannot. Don't even think about it because you shall not want your neighbor's wife, right? Live with the virtues. That's what will give you good sleep. Living life in the way of you just doing whatever the virtue says and living life in a way of this is what needs to be done. This is not how you get a good sleep. A good sleep, well, we'll talk about exactly later what is a good sleep, but this is definitely not it. It's sleeping while you're living. We'll talk about it further on, but of course we don't agree with it because like Nietzsche at least or Zarathustra doesn't agree with it. And he keeps on going and keeps on becoming the dragon. Honor and obedience to the authorities and even to the crooked authorities. Thus good sleep will have it. I mean, crooked authorities, of course, the first analogy that comes is the Jewish and the Nazi Israeli is a Nazi, right? And most of the world would also think like that, but not even let's not go to even a Nazi. Let's go to a simple fascist army, right? Just something that you don't agree with, and then you have to be a fascist. Let's say you're not a Donald Trump supporter or not a Kamala Harris supporter, and they get elected, and you need to go fight for their army. Why would you go and protect a crooked army? A crooked, vicious thing that you don't agree with simply because the dragon says thou shalt. We talked about it earlier. This is not what you need to do. And of course, good sleep is very important because the sleep comes when the life is good and when the day is good. Because when you're living a shitty life, you wake up in the morning and you're tired. When you're living a happy life, you can sleep 6 hours and you're very energized. That's why the analogy of sleep. Now, he keeps on going and he says, as I ponder such things, rocked by me 40 thoughts, sleep, the Lord of virtue, suddenly overtakes me uncalled. I mean, 40 thoughts? What are you, fucking crazy? Why will you think so much? This is exactly what you need not to do. Why will you be overwhelmed and dwelled in the idea of thinking and coming on these ideas and figuring out things? What is it? What does it help with? All of those ideas are coming from something that is trying to force you to think of it, something that is bigger than yourself, something that is bigger from the basic things and the basic ideas of life. Now I know how funny it is because I'm basically making video about the most complicated book that was known, at least to me, and I'm saying that you don't need to think. But this is exactly the conundrum that me, and of course, I cannot even compare, but of course to me and to Nietzsche itself, the idea of not thinking is we know that it needs to be the solution, but at the same time we are talking about ideas and we're thinking about ideas, and I think that this is one of the things that I'm trying to solve with myself while filming those videos. Get so deeper in those ideas that I will not feel the need to come around and film those videos for you. I know it's funny, but that's how philosophy works. It always clashes. Great. Now, of course, the old man keeps talking and talking and talking and talking, like it's like a 2 pages speech, but it all says the same, so I'll save you the time, you can go ahead and read it. After Zarathustra hearing those words, he admits, right? He admits that probably speaking, this man sleeps very well, but it doesn't sleep well because this is the way to sleep. He sleeps well because he doesn't know any other way. He sleeps well because the easy way out, the easy life, is to listen to the Lord and to the God and to the virtues and to the values without trying to escape. It's like my very good friend always says, believe me, Roy, I wish I could be religious. And it's true. I wish I was a religious man. So easy. You just take things as it is. You love the God, you love things that are happening to you. Everything is for the best. Life is so nice. There's nothing that you need to fight with, nothing that you need to overcome about. Life is simple. We have a sentence in Hebrew. No brains, no worries. It's true. If you just live life as it is, let things happen as they are, you're a happy person. And it says also, Nietzsche, such sleep is contagious, even through a thick wall. But, then he continues to say, and that is important to understand because it seems like a good sleep, but it's not really, because it doesn't know any better. There is better. And that's the most amazing part of the sentence. If life had no sense, and I had to choose nonsense, this would be the most desirable nonsense for me too. Amazing. If life has no sense, and life doesn't mean anything, it doesn't have an earth, the Übermensch, it doesn't have anything that you need to strive for, and I will have to choose a nonsense for me as well, this is the nonsense I would choose. Wonderful. I agree. If there is nothing bigger than the sleep well, sleep tight thinking of the wise man, wonderful idea. This is exactly how we should live, but there is. Of course, Nietzsche says it's the Überman, I say it's the earth, everybody has its own thing, doesn't matter. The idea is that when life doesn't make sense, this is perfect. And he keeps on going and saying, wisdom meant sleep without dreams. They knew no better meaning of life. The old man speaks of thoughts. We are talking in dreams. Wisdom doesn't mean good sleep. It means sleeps with no dreams. Because when you're trying to make ideas and you're trying to get rules and you're trying to have things that are in order and are wise, then there is no imagination. And when there's no imagination, you die. And when there's no imagination, there is no earth. When there's no earth, there's nonsense. When there's nonsense, this is the best way to live. Thank you guys for watching.